The Woodstock Story Festival is excited to share a short video with one of our featured guests for 2025. Jim Brulé is a respected transformational storyteller, death doula, and teacher with diverse cultural, spiritual, and academic backgrounds. See why we're thrilled to have him and what storytelling gifts he's bringing to the festival.
So why is it that explaining that how one got into storytelling is so hard for a storyteller to answer? Uh, for me, I'm particularly interested in transformational storytelling, and that is the storytelling that helps invite spiritual growth and healing in individuals and communities. I got my start in that in a career of family therapy and clinical hypnosis. And that blossomed its way into storytelling across a variety of commercial careers. Um, but it also intersected with that spiritual side. And I went off and got training on how to do this kind of storytelling that took 2 years to complete. So it's been a part of my makeup as far back as I can remember. Um, the other thing I want to say about it is that my school, where I teach transformational storytelling, is one that emphasizes you're not preaching, you're not trying to influence people to have a particular opinion or point of view, but what you're trying to do is tell stories with an open heart that are challenging and that challenge people to open their hearts. And that's what I love to do. Maria and I, who have been working together for years and actually met in Marrakesh, have decided to present a joint event. And we want to be telling stories of strong women, not just where you take the male model and it happened to bestow it upon a woman, but what are the unique strengths that a woman can bring to a story, especially older stories. So I'll be taking a story from Norway. Maria will be taking a really old Irish story, and we'll be putting them side by side, telling them and exchanging with the audience about how that landed on them. So I think it's going to be a great time. The other is healing monsters, which is intentionally ambiguous. Um, are the monsters healing us or are we healing monsters? And the answer is yes. Um, I think the stories that really interest me and I think can be the most powerful are the stories in which the monster or the obstacle is not overcome but is transformed. Um, so we're not about defeating the bad guys, but we're about learning how we both live in the same world together and how do we do that in balance. And so I'll be looking at some very old stories that happen to involve the monsters being transformed rather than defeated. And again, my style is to be interactive with the audience, so there'll be a lot of that going on. Well, for me, storytelling is actually wired into our neurology. Um, we are actually built as living organisms, living, learning, loving organisms to see the world through lenses of story. And if we can't figure out what the story is, we make it up. That's how we communicate. That's how we learn. And so they're vital to our success as individuals and even more so as communities, because the stories that we tell in community are even more important. So, first of all, I think it's neuroscience. Second of all, because of that neuroscience, we just love stories. And it is the way we live. And so being able to tell a story with intention, not just for entertainment, not just for history, but for transformation is something that I think anybody can do, but it takes a special effort, and that's what I hope to bring to the Story Festival. One of the things the pandemic brought was Zoom and the opportunity to interact with people around the world, and that was one of the few gifts that the pandemic brought. Um, but it really revealed how much we need to be doing that live, not in a pre-recorded way, whether it's a video recorded or a book, because the story lives and breathes between people when it's being told. Um, and even more so, I've made great relationships around the world, like Maria Gillen, for example. But um, being in the same room with somebody and feeling that energy face to face is something that's a real treasure. And so I'm really looking forward to that.
Thank you for watching our first YouTube short for the Woodstock Story Festival. Check back often as we'll be posting additional interviews with more of our acclaimed guests. For our festival schedule, guest bios, and ticket info and purchasing, visit woodstockstoryfestival.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram for the latest.